Yo, what's good, fam? Thanks for joining us again for another GoatFormat video. My name is Hector and I'm your host here at GringingGoatFormat, where we help you step your game up. Now with Worlds just around the corner, I figured that today I'll be commentating on a match from my favorite to win Worlds this year, Moxies. Now this season, Moxies gotten a whole bunch of tops in GFCs, in Denzo and Tonic tournaments, and in format library tournaments over on Discord. And I think he's got about 5 invites, and he might have a round 1 bye if I'm not mistaken. Now after playing at the LCQ last Sunday, I'm pretty hyped about playing these tournaments, and if I could be honest, I want all of you guys to take that ride with me. So from now on, I'm gonna take this channel to the next level. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, because I have a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of December, and it's not gonna happen if you guys don't help out. So without wasting any more time, let's hop into the match. Okay, everybody, so this is the finals for one of the last Patrion World Championship qualifiers. Matches between Anthony Alvarado versus Moxies. So before I start this, big thanks to Moxies for sending me this replay. Also, shout out to Anthony Alvarado, who's somebody who actually taught me how to play this game. And I wouldn't be here commentating on this stuff if it wasn't for Anthony, you know, putting the love of Yu-Gi-Oh in my heart. So thank you, Anthony, for that. But anyways, guys, let's just hop right into this match. Okay, everybody, so I actually forgot to mention something. This is second match of the finals. Anthony Alvarado actually wound up 2-0ing Moxies. You can go check that out in my Anthony Alvarado video, which I'll post at the end of this video, or you can check it down in the description below. Okay, so let's see who's gonna win these rock, paper, scissors. Okay, so Moxies get the rock, paper, scissors. Obviously, they're gonna choose to go first. Okay, so opening hands for Moxies is Reinforcements, Heavy Storm, Nobleman, DD Warrior Lady, and Blade Knight. Anthony's hand is Apprentice Magician, Solemn Judgment, Graceful Charity, Dekochi, and Heavy Storm. A really, really good hand for Anthony. Moxie's hand's a little bit slow. Let's see what his next card is. So his next card is Exile Force. So it's a little unfortunate. So it's a little unfortunate that he didn't draw a trap this hand. I mean, honestly, all he could really do is just summon DD Warrior Lady. DD Warrior Lady here and pass. But let's see what he's gonna do. Honestly, all he could really do here is set DD Warrior Lady and pass. The problem is that this deck doesn't set any cards. So if he's gonna set a monster, it's probably DD Warrior Lady. And Anthony's gonna have the read on that. But let's see what he's gonna do here. Okay, so he's just gonna drop DD Warrior Lady in attack mode and pass over. Anthony draws into Thunder Dragon, which makes his hand incredible now. So obviously he's gonna pitch Thunder Dragon and then play Graceful Charity. Wow, draws into Sinister Serpent, Snatch Steal, and Book of Moon. So obviously he's gonna get rid of Serpent and then get rid of Thunder Dragon. Now I'm not 100% sure what the ruling on GoatFormat is for Apprentice Magician. I know there was a ruling change, I think, if not the next format over, the one right after that. But at one point, Apprentice Magician, if it was banished, then it wouldn't get the monster. Again, I don't know if it's in GoatFormat that happens. But if not, then he could just set Apprentice Magician here and get his Magician of Faith right after that. Or he could just set the Dekochi so that can get Nobleman, and he can then set his Apprentice Magician. But let's see what he's going to do. Okay, so he's going to set Apprentice Magician with Book of Moon. Pass over. Moxies draws into Pot of Greed, which is amazing. So activate Pot of Greed, draw 2 cards here. Wow, gets Duo and Graceful. That's crazy. Okay, so activate Duo now. All right, so he plays Graceful Charity first. Normally you would just Duo because you don't want to give your opponent any kind of information on what they should discard. He does have that 1 Thunder Dragon in his hand, so he's just gonna pitch the Thunder Dragon anyways. But I mean, I would still Duo this turn. Let's see what Moxie's gonna do. He's gonna draw into Kaiku, Book of Moon, and Solemn Judgment. So let's try to think here. What can he discard, right? You obviously want to keep the Solemn. You want to keep the Rhoda, the Nobleman, the Exile Force, the Heavy. That's let's see, Heavy Storm, Exile Force, Nobleman, Rhoda, Solemn Judgment. That leaves Book, Kaiku, and Blade Knight. Okay, so Blade Knight's probably gonna go, and then it's between Duo or Kaiku. Let's see what he chucks. Wow, so he chucks Rhoda. Okay, so that's pretty good. I guess he chucked the Rhoda because he has the Kaiku and Nobleman in his hand, and he also has an Exile Force. So he probably doesn't see himself going in for a level 2 or something like that. And then he holds on to the Book of Moon with the Solemn, obviously, because he wants to have some kind of back row. So let's see if he's going to duo here. Duo comes down. Let's see what he hits. Okay, so he hits the Kochi. Obviously, Thunder Dragon's going to get chucked here. And then he Heavy Storms. And is he going to go for a Kaiku play, which is why he did that? Knock, and then drop Kaiku, right? And then now he could set both cards, but then he's forced to solemn it or forced to lose his cards. So maybe he just wants to set the Solemn Judgment or the Book of Moon. Let's see what he does here. Okay, sets both, passes over. Anthony draws Ring of Destruction, which is really good because Moxies has a Solemn Judgment down. So once he heavies, if he solemns, he'll be at 35. Then he can just take the Kaiku, run in. That'll kill both guys, and then Solemn Judgment and Ring are in his hand for a potential kill shot. But let's see what's gonna happen here. Solemn comes down. Snatch Steal, that's gonna get Book of Moons. Sell both cards and go. Moxies draws into a breaker. So maybe you want to flip up this Kaiku first and see if there's a Torrential Tribute down. Yep, Kaiku gets flipped up. Hey man, you gotta go for it, right? So he drops the breaker. Solemn Judgment eats that up so he doesn't kill the ring. Switches to defense mode. I think this is gonna eat the Ring of Destruction. That puts Alvarado down to 550. Passes over, Ant draws into Tribe Infecting Virus, which is doing nothing against this DD Warrior Lady. Drops in and passes, and Moxie's going to draw into Call the Haunted. Obviously, Exile Force is going to come down here, and DD Warrior Lady is going to swing for game. So that's the end of game 1, guys. Okay, so game 2, Anthony's going to go first. Opening hand is Solemn Judgment, Sinister Serpent, Berserk Gorilla, Magician of Faith, and a second Solemn Judgment. Opening hand for Moxies is Pot, double Solemn as well, Nobleman and Sakuretsu Armor. Let's see what Anthony's 6th card is. Anthony draws into Mystical Space Typhoon. So let's see what he does here. He could obviously set 3 and then summon Berserk Gorilla. Try to protect something with the Solemn. I doubt anything's gonna really get over this Berserk Gorilla unless it's a Zambira, which is very specific. You'd have to draw Rhoda or an Exile Force, which is also specific. You'd have to draw the Rhoda or the Exile Force. But let's see what's gonna happen here. Okay, so he sets his Sinister Serpent and passes over. Moxies draws into a second knock. So Pot's gonna come down here. Wow, okay, so Nobleman went down getting rid of the Sinister Serpent. Maybe he was hoping to eat up a Solemn Judgment with the Nobleman. But then Pot came down, that got Solemned. And now sets 3. Passes over, End Face is gonna hit one of the cards. He hits the Sakuretsu Armor. Draws into Solemn, so I guess now if he really wants to, he can also set this Faith with the Solemn Judgment. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. He has way too much back row to want to man up with his Berserk Gorilla. But let's see what he does. He might man up with the Berserk. So he drops Berserk, that gets Solemn Judgmented. Solemn's gonna eat that up. And then that's gonna get eaten up by Solemn Judgment. So both of them are at 2K. Ant's gonna set his own Solemn, pass over, and Moxies draws into Zambira, which is what I was talking about, right? Sets Nobleman, summons Zambira. Let's see if this is gonna get hit by Solemn. Probably not, because as long as he has an open board, that Zambira is not getting in whatsoever. And then Anthony can just Solemn the next thing that comes down. Okay, so Anthony draws into Breaker. Here he could just set the Magician of Faith. Both Noblemans are gone.
What?
Moxie would really have to top deck level 2 Exile Force or 2 Reinforcements of the army. Unless he's playing Mind Control in his side deck, which is really possible here.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Sets Faith. Moxies draws into Duo. Oh, wow. So I completely forgot that that nobleman was down. I didn't see it in his hand, so I just figured it was in the graveyard. And I honestly thought it was a solemn judgment. So he flips over another nobleman across out. Fates are gone here, sets his duo as a bluff, passes over. Ant draws into Spy, so Spy's gonna go down. Moxies draws into Smashing Ground, which is pretty good because that's gonna kill the whole board. Swings in. Now let's see if Moxies is gonna Smashing. Okay, so he just passes over. Alvarado draws into Tsukiyomi. Suki comes down. Goes in with the Suki, and then 1200 is gonna hit directly to Moxies, leaving him at 800. Moxies draws Sakuretsu armor. So I'm assuming he's gonna drop this Smashing Ground now, because if not, he still has to deal with 2 monsters if Anthony chooses to summon his Tsukiyomi next turn, or Breaker, depending on if he's gonna go for game right away. But let's see what's gonna happen here. Smashing comes down. Saku goes down. Anthony draws into a Wing Blast. So at this point, if I'm Anthony, I'm gonna summon this Breaker and try to hit this Sakuretsu armor. This card that was face down already was a top deck card that he just set and didn't do anything with last turn. So it's really likely that it's a bluff. So let's see what Anthony does. Drops Breaker. And then that's the end of game 2, guys. So now we're moving on to game 3. Moxie's opening hand is double Dust Shoot, which is amazing against the Warrior matchup. Sakuretsu armor, Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. Somebody actually corrected me in the comments once. I called it Suzuki. So Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke and Blade Knight, 6 card for Moxies, is a second Blade Knight. Anthony Alvarado's opening hand is Sangan, Book of Moon, Sakuretsu armor, Breaker the Magical Warrior, and Thunder Dragon. So obviously Dust Shoot Saku. Dust Shoot's gonna go down. And the question is the Grandmaster Sasuke or Blade Knight gonna come down? Probably just gonna be a Blade Knight in case Anthony sets a flip monster. Okay, so he chooses to go with the guy with the higher attack. Presumably because if he has to summon Breaker after these Dust Shoots, he has to run into it and then Sakuretsu armor would just take care of it. But anyway, Anthony draws into Dekochi. Dust Shoot gets activated. I'm assuming he's going to get rid of. Let's see. I don't think he cares about the Sangan or the Dekochi really, so maybe the Thunder Dragon's gonna go back in the deck. So they banish this so that the live stream can take a look at the hand also. Yeah, so Moxies gets rid of Thunder Dragon. Breaker's gonna come down now. He's gonna break and hit. So he hits the Sakuretsu armor. Now Anthony's gonna, now Moxie's gonna activate Dust Shoot. Probably to get rid of the Sangan here. And then that leaves Anthony with the Saku, Book of Moon, and the Dekochi. Okay, so Anthony activates Book of Moon. Swings into Sasuke, sorry guys. Sets Sakuretsu armor, passes over. Moxies draws it to Solemn, which is really good. He could technically just man up with this Blade Knight to get the Solemn out of the way completely, knowing that Anthony only has Dekochi in his hand. And then he can set the Solemn, and then that's going to protect the Blade Knight for the turn right after this. Let's see what he does here. Yep, so that's exactly what happens. Wow, so Anthony Alvarado draws into an MST. Which is, I guess, good. The problem is that this Blade Knight is just going to kick over this this Breaker, or presumably just run over this Dekochi. Swing, pass over. Moxies draws into Torrential Tribute. So Blade Knight's going to come down. Bye bye to Dekochi. Sets Torrential Pass. Anthony draws into Ring of Destruction, which is really good. So he's just going to set that and pass over. Moxies draws into a Chaos Sork, which is not live. Let's see what he does here. Probably just going to try to run in. MST is going to hit the wrong card. And then Ring of Destruction is going to go off. And this is probably going to get solemned. Now Anthony's in top deck mode. And it's not really too good to be in top deck mode against Warriors, because Warriors just has the better top decks. But let's see. Anthony draws into Serpent. That's exactly what I mean. Gonna set his Serpent, pass over. Moxies draws into a Kaiku. And this game is looking more and more like it's over. So summon Kaiku, Blade Knight swing. Swing with this Kaiku. Pass over. Anthony draws into a Solemn Judgment. That's not doing anything. Moxies draws into Duo. So I'm guessing he's going to set it now so that the Blade Knight has 2k attack. It's for 3,800. And then Anthony draws Sorcerer, and that's the end of this match, guys. Yeah, so GG's. So yeah, so like the title says, or like the thumbnail says, Moxies just did the impossible. Okay, if you guys take a look at the Anthony Alvarado video that I made not too long ago, Anthony was red hot in this tournament, knocking people down left and right, Shonen Jump champions, GoatFormat champions, you know, GoatFormat online champions. And Anthony already 2-0'd him on the match right before this. So to knock Anthony down, first of all, to knock Anthony out of a tournament, that's props just by itself. But not to knock him out on a hot streak, that's even more props. So, hey, listen, shout out to Moxies, shout out to Anthony Alvarado, both of them for doing excellent in this tournament and making it all the way to the finals. Good luck to both of them during the World Championship. If you guys haven't checked out the brackets for the World Championship, I'll go ahead and post it down below in the description. Or you can also just go to my channel and then go to the community tab, and you'll see it posted there at the community tab. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to help support this channel, please do so by checking out my TCG player link, which is in the description below. You can go ahead and get yourself any kind of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon, Magic, it doesn't matter. They won't charge you any more for your purchase. I'll just get a small kickback for that. Or if you want to help support this channel even better, you guys can go down and check my merch link, which is also in the description below. Get yourself some GringingGoatFormat tees, like this Run MST t-shirt. And I'll see everybody on the next one. Love you guys all right? Peace. What's good, Step Yo Game? Yes, baby. So without further ado, yes, I'm coming.